Good morning and welcome to the live online experience for Easter at Flatirons Church. My name is Zach. I'm the campus pastor here in Lafayette, our broadcast campus, coming to you from this feather duster. I'm so glad that you guys have joined us today. We have a bunch of amazing stuff in store for you, but really we're here for one reason. It's because Jesus is alive and he's in this place. Welcome to Flatirons.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us online today. My name is Rob. I'm the production director here at Flatirons Community Church. Hey, why don't you guys take a look around? This is the team that is serving you today. This is what we call Space World. We have over 30 volunteers leading this ministry, not only for this room, but for the online experience. So here's the thing. I'm not really good on this, on-screen, on-camera talent thing that they've asked me to do. But what I am good at is creating excellent environments, not only for the room here at Lafayette, but for the online broadcast. And talking about online, here's Corey.
Go.
Oh, thank you, Corey.
Happy Easter. If you're watching online, you get to join us for a very special day. It's our 1-year anniversary for our online campus. So I want to know in the comments, how many of you have been here for a full 365 days, gone with us through every single thing, learning, figuring out how to do that thing we call online, and even hiring my friend here, Michael.
Thanks, Corey. Hey everyone, my name is Michael. I'm one of the audio engineers here, and I'm going to show you into our green room. So the green room is where everyone hangs out between services, anyone involved in our worship experience on the weekend. So check it out. Hey everyone. Luke, so when you floss, do you go in front or behind? Is that when you floss? Is that how do you do that?
Oh, weird, awkward.
There we go. So that's what they're doing, getting ready for our 11 o'clock service. One of the things we strive for on the audio team is to get you great quality audio, whether you're joining us on a laptop, a TV, or a phone. We want it to sound as good as if you were joining us here in person. Thanks for joining us. Here you go, Adam.
Hey guys, my name is Adam, and this is my buddy Steve. He's going to kick us off here. This guy's awesome, so thank you, Steve.
You're most welcome.
Thank you. All right, so my name's Adam again. I'm the creative director, and we're getting ready to do our countdown video, and I just want to let you know what the countdown video is. It's a video that's going to tell us what's going on with the series. So we filmed something that kind of shows and highlights what we're about to get into. It's also a countdown to grab your coffee, maybe get out of the bathroom, or maybe you're at home and you're going to watch it in your underwear. That's allowed here. But anyway, we hope you have a great Easter, and here's Jim.
Hey everybody, so we are one church, 5 campuses, but with you, we're tens of thousands of people spread across the whole world, here to celebrate together the greatest day in history when Jesus arose. It's Easter, the place is packed out, and it's time for the countdown. Here we go. So good, 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 good. Hey, the bands at all of our camps have been practicing all week long. Will you just give it up? They're amazing. They're so good. I love it. I love it. So when I hear songs like that, I go, oh, I wish I could dance, and I just can't. I can't even do this thing. What? I pull muscles bad, but anyway, it's so good. And this is Easter. I love Easter, all right? And not only that, it's the perfect Easter. It started with a dude in a kilt playing bagpipes. Boom, it doesn't get any better than that. That was my idea, and here's why. So I found I did one of those DNA tests. I'm 17% Scottish, and in 2 weeks I'm going to Scotland. All right. So I said we're putting that in there, and then I owned 4 kilts, and I asked my wife, "Can I just wear my kilt one time?" She went, "No." For your benefit down here, because I wear it the right way. That's all I'm saying. My eyes are up here, right? So. It's Easter. So this weekend, across all our campuses, our numbers will go double. Like we'll have 20,000 visitors. People sometimes ask me, does that make you mad when people just show up once or twice a year? I'm like, no. I love it. I love it. We call them Creasters, Christmas, Easter, whatever, you know. You can Google it. It's a real word. It's awesome. And it's like, and so here's why I love it, all right? And you know who you are. Here's why I love Creasters, is that I love it. I've had 2 5-hour energies, and it's only 9. Anyway, here's why I love it. It's because I hear all these people all year long going, I don't know if I believe in all that Jesus stuff. But you still check in twice a year, right? Just in case, all right? And I'm really glad you're here. So listen, I know that in a church, this is a big church. This church is bigger than the town I grew up in, so it's overwhelming to me too. So we're all kind of nuts here. But in a church this size on a holiday weekend, we have a wide swath of diversity of beliefs and opinions and thoughts when it comes to God and Jesus and Easter and church and all that kind of stuff. So first of all, I just want to say thank you for taking time out just to be here, just to check some stuff out, maybe for the first time. So the first thing is just thank you. Second thing I'd ask is this: no matter where you are in that belief system, here's my ask for the next 30 minutes. Will you just take a breath? And here's what I mean by that. Will you just kind of unclench your fist and sit back and just go, okay, I'm just gonna listen and ask yourself this question. If there's even the smallest chance, like 1 in a million, you're saying there's a chance, Dumb and Dumber, come on. This is gonna be fun, all right? If there's the smallest chance that this might be true, just the smallest, all right, then it's at least worth listening to and thinking about and considering what it could mean for you and your life. And at the end of today, all right, and you don't buy it, and on the way out to the car, you can look at the person and go, hey, listen, I don't buy this stuff, but you still owe me lunch because you lost a bet. That's why you're here. Welcome. But here's what I want to look at. So if Easter didn't happen, I'm with you. This is just nuts. If Easter didn't happen, at best, everything that you're gonna see today is pop psychology, positive thinking from a philosopher, good teacher who lived and died about 2,000 years ago. At best, that's what it is. At worst, though, it's a sham that stupid people have been duped by for the last 2,000 years. And you shouldn't believe or trust anything Jesus has to say. Really, those are your options to consider today. There's a British author, his name's C.S. Lewis. He says it very, very plainly. He says it like this: here's your options. Jesus is either a liar, or he's crazy, or he's Lord. And what I want you to think about is, but what if he is Lord? What if he really is Lord? What if he actually is who he claimed to be and did what he promised to do? All right, you might want to, and this is what Jesus taught a lot, you might just want to rethink all the parts of your life if that could make a difference in your life. What might be possible for people like us now, right? So let's jump into this. So over the past several months in here at Flatirons, we've been unpacking this idea, this concept called faith. And I know when I say faith, a lot of different stuff comes in our minds about what you think it means. But today, when I say faith, this is what I mean, all right? Who or what you put your confidence in or your trust in to best take care of you in your greatest moment of need. And that's really, really important, in your greatest moment of need. And here's why that's important. To quote the great theologian Mike Tyson, he said this: everybody has a plan till you get punched in the mouth. And that should be in the Bible. I mean, that's just true, right? Because it makes sense. I mean, you don't really think about faith. You don't even really need a lot of faith when everything's going well. Everything's going great. When everything's going to plan, you don't need faith. You're not even thinking about God. And a lot of us, and I put myself in this list, a lot of us have bet a lot of our lives and our futures against statements that go something like this: yeah, well, that will never happen to me. Said every person who ever had it happen to them. The question I want to look at, though, is this: what are you going to do when it happens? When something happens in your life, here's what I found. When something happens in your life that's really, really, really hard or really, really, really painful or really, really, really confusing, in that moment, it's really, really hard to look around and find anything worth holding on to. Which is why many of us, and again, I put myself in this category, when something really hard or painful that didn't last 5 minutes, maybe it's lasted maybe decades, all right? When something happened that we told ourselves that will never happen, but when it actually happened, our response a lot of time is, well, I'm done. I quit. I give up. How many times have you been in the middle of something going, this is not what I thought it was going to be. This is not what I expected. I can't do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I quit. So here's the question I want us to unpack this Easter. So what's your quit line? Do you know what I mean by that? Everybody has one. What's your quit line? What's the point where you say to yourself, okay, if that happens or if that doesn't happen, then I'm out. I'm done. I quit. And everybody has one. You know, we may never have said it out loud or said it to anybody else before, but we think about it, right? And I don't know what yours is in regard to. I bet you're starting to think about it right now. Maybe it's a relationship that's going south, and you lay in bed sometimes going, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. I get it. Maybe it's something that started really, really, great. It sounded good at first, and then you got punched in the mouth, and reality set in, and now you're sitting there going, I don't know if I want to keep going. We all have these. I do. These imaginary conversations in our heads with ourselves. Anybody? I do. I'm on meds, 72 milligrams a day. Is he really on meds? Yes, he is. So we ask ourselves questions. We have conversations with our head. Go like this. We see something happening, and the question is, do I quit or do I keep going? We do this all the time. I do. So my question is, what's yours? Hold on to that, okay? Because we're going to come back to it in about 20 minutes and kind of figure out what I'm going to do with that. So a few years ago, I had an opportunity to become good friends with a guy named Rourke Denver. Rourke was a Navy SEAL, and anytime you tell me you're a Navy SEAL, you're just cool. All right? I'm like, I just want to follow you around. All right, so anyway, so Roy, he's a Navy SEAL and for several years. And then, not only that, but then eventually he ran BUD/S out in San Diego for several years. So BUD/S is like the 6-month training and vetting course for these candidates who show up and hope to graduate and join like one of the most elite fighting forces our country has to offer. I changed my language because I got a bunch of Army people that I don't think they're the best. Okay, they're one of the best. Anyway, so Rourke ran that for a long time. Now you might recognize him not from the Navy SEAL, maybe from the movie Act of Valor. He played this. I just look cooler with his head beside me. That's all I'm saying. Rourke played the commander who jumps on the grenade and saves his whole platoon, all right? So that's Rourke. So he was a Navy SEAL, and then he's an actor. But now, here's my favorite part about Rourke. He lives in Colorado and goes to one of our campuses, and that's how I got to become friends with him. So anytime I'm with him, I just go, hey, let's talk about SEAL stuff, all right? And so BUD/S, all right, it has a tough reputation. I don't know how many documentaries or movies have been based on the brutal training and the elements that those candidates are subjected to. The latest stat I could find is that of all the people that show up to try to be a Navy SEAL, 75% of them quit in the first 6 weeks. There's a bell there and they just ring out. And this past Tuesday, I was talking to Rourke and I said, so help me understand this. Do you just try to get these guys to quit? Is that your goal, to get them to quit? He goes, no, Jim, our goal is not to get men to quit. Our goal is to identify their quit line so that when we get out on the battlefield, we don't have a surprise, oh, there it is. Right? Because that's not a good time to quit. He said it like this. He said the goal of BUD/S, all right, the goal is to identify that special breed of man who won't quit under any circumstances. And so I said, okay, Rourke, so you've been in this whole world, SEAL world for a long time. Are there any like shared qualities or characteristics that you have identified in that young man that shows up on the first day of BUD/S and makes it all the way through and becomes a SEAL? Is there anything they have in common? He going, no, not really. He goes, no, Jim, maybe two. Maybe two. And he says this. The first one is this. The guys who make it through, they have a vision to become a part of something great and greater than themselves. He said, that's what I did. That's why I joined up. I just want to be part of something great. And the second thing is this, is that they never allowed even the idea of quitting or wringing out to enter their minds. Because if they just entertained that thought for just a second, it was a matter of time till they quit. So not an option. Never quit. Never give up. Now, that's a metaphor for what I want to talk about today. See, well, I think I speak for all the guys in here. We've all had this dream. Maybe it was only 5 minutes. I want to be a SEAL. Then we ran around the block and got a cramp. No, I don't want to be a SEAL. So most of us won't find ourselves in that type of situation. But we will all find ourselves in a situation or a circumstance, and we're going to ask ourselves the same question. What is it I really want for my life? What's my vision? Is it great? Is my life great? Do I want my life to be great? And followed by this, can I do this? Another way to say that is, am I gonna quit or am I gonna keep going? And it probably won't be, when you ask yourself that question, it probably won't be in San Diego on a Buds course. Here's where a lot of us are gonna ask the same question, like a hospital waiting room. Waiting for the doctor to tell us what's going on, right? Or it might be, I'm in a really tough relationship. I'm in a tough family. I'm in a tough marriage. I have tough parents. I have tough kids. I don't know. It might be the weight of crushing debt, right? How about this one? It might be on the giving or the receiving end of a famous conversation that starts with these great words. Hey, I need to tell you something, and it's bad, and after I tell you this, our life will never be the same. Am I getting close? See, everybody knows what I'm talking about. So you're thinking about something right now, so fill in the blank with yours and keep that close, and we'll come back to that. All right, so it's Easter, so we should talk about Jesus, because he's kind of a big deal, right? So here's what I want to do. I want to look at two verses in the Bible today, and when you look at them, you don't think of Easter, but they tie in exactly with what I want to talk about today. And here's what I mean. So we're in the book of Hebrews. And Hebrews is almost at the end of the Bible, and there's free Bibles in the back if you want to take one home with you and read more about this later. But every time I've read this verse or studied this verse or heard someone like me stand up here and teach on this verse, my first response, I don't say it out loud because it would just ruin my reputation, but whenever I read the Bible, my first response is this: really? Seriously? And you ever read the Bible and go, come on? Well, this verse is like at the top of my list. So the Bible's talking about Jesus here. He says this, we do not have a high priest. So the high priest is Jesus. A high priest is someone that connects people back to God, all right? So I'm just gonna substitute Jesus' name in there. So we don't have a Jesus who's unable to sympathize, to understand, to relate to our weaknesses. We don't have a Jesus that doesn't understand. What kind of Jesus do we have? We have a Jesus who has been tempted in every way, just as we are, yet was without sin. And you just gotta look at that for a second, let it sink in. Because my first response is, really? Really? This is what this says. This says, all right, this says that Jesus has wrestled with the temptation to do everything that I've ever been tempted to do, which is crazy. It's nuts, because I've been tempted to do some really crazy stuff, all right? I mean, like what kind of stuff? Dark stuff. How dark? Stuff like if you would sit there and go, I don't think we should come to Easter at this church. He's weird. I know, all right? So the difference between Jesus and me, and the list is long, but the main one I want to talk about is this. While Jesus and I may have been tempted to do some of the same things, he never gave in. He never sinned, and I have. I do a lot of times. But my point is this, all right? He thought about it. He thought about it. He acknowledged, I have choices. The way we say it here at Flatiron is, I have two deals on the table, and there are pros and cons to both deals, and he was tempted to at least consider taking the bad deal. And we don't like to think about Jesus like that, not on Easter. Now, see, this is what a lot of us, we came to church. Here's what we're gonna hear about Jesus. We like to think about Jesus as this glassy-eyed, soft-spoken, whiny guy who walked around like this. I don't even know what this is. It's in all the stained glass windows, right? He either has a cramp or go team. I don't know what that is, but, and he says weird stuff like, oh, bless you and love you. Consider the birds and the flowers, and can you please cut back on the sinning? And that's whiny Jesus, and I'm not into him. I don't follow whiners, all right? But here's the thing, according to this verse, let me just speak as a dude. I'm kind of an expert on that. Speaking as a dude, this verse says that Jesus was a dude. He had a dude's life, he had a dude's thoughts, he had a dude's body, and just like me, sometimes he was, I'm gonna make up a word, tempted to do dudish things, right? which had to include, I don't want to do this anymore, I quit. I'm tapping out. And honestly, when you look at the real story of Jesus, there's so many whacked out versions of Jesus floating around, religious versions, stuff like that. If you just read the Bible and let it say what it says, when you see what Jesus actually went through, I wouldn't blame him if he said, I'm done, I quit. I really wouldn't. Right now, so follow me on this. So a couple months ago, I got to teach on this one chapter in the Bible called Matthew 25. And I was unpacking that we as a church have decided we're going to try to eliminate single parent poverty here in Colorado over the next 10 years. We're going to try to make a difference in prisoners coming out of prison. So we break some family generational cycles so they don't end up in prison and their kids don't go to prison. We're crazy enough to think we can actually make a difference over the next decade. So we're going for it. And we base all that on Matthew 25, where Jesus says this. He says, whenever you do this, and here's his phrase, whenever you do something, take care of the least of these. And he gets very specific. Here's the least of these: the hungry, the sick, the naked, the forgotten, the lonely, the outcast, the prisoner, the lost, the broken, the rejected, the messiest of the mess. He says, whenever you take care of people like that, the least of these, it's like you're doing it not for me, to me. When you see a lady or a guy whose life is absolutely just trashed, and you go, how can I help? It's not like I'm doing it for them. It's not like I'm doing it for Jesus. Jesus says, it's like you're doing it to me. And his followers were all there listening to him say this. And you know what the response was? Oh, Jesus, that's beautiful. That's lovely. You're Jesus, right? I mean, we'll follow you anywhere. And you know what? I think they meant it. Whenever I say really nice things to Jesus, I mean them, don't you? I'll go with you, I follow you, I trust you, all right? And in the moment, I think they did. But then comes chapter 26, which is what I want to look at today. One verse after, they all say, oh, you're just awesome. Jesus announces that this plan that he's been talking to them about for the last 3 years it's time to go into action. We're going to go to Jerusalem. I'm going to be crucified on a cross to pay for all the sins. And before he can get the words out of his mouth, his best friends go, that's a horrible idea. Bad idea. Don't go near Jerusalem. Let's go someplace. Don't do that. It's a bad idea. And Jesus is so patient. 6 verses after that, a prostitute comes up to Jesus and takes perfume and dumps it all over his feet. Now, let me explain what that means, okay? First of all, if you don't know what a prostitute is, you should be in kids ministry. Or ask your mom in the car on the way home. Happy Easter, Mom. So we know what that is. But back in Jesus' day, when a prostitute earned some money, she couldn't just go to the bank. And so what she would do is she'd go to the market and she would buy something expensive, like oil or perfume that would appreciate in value. And so basically she had a jar of perfume that says, this is the sum total of my life. Everything my life is worth is right here. And she pulls the cork off of it and dumps it on Jesus' feet as an act of worship. And you know what his followers did? First of all, Jesus is a prostitute. And second of all, we could have sold that and made money. They want to exploit her like the rest of the world. And Jesus is getting so patient. He just keeps walking. 14 verses later, Judas sneaks off to make a deal to betray Jesus. This is where you can find him tomorrow night. You can come in and you're going to arrest him. That's 30 pieces of silver. Right? Just a couple verses after that, Jesus is explaining, he's got his followers in a room, and he's explaining the Jewish Passover meal, how it has new symbols, and that's where we're going to end today. And he says, listen, this is what I'm about to do, but I want to be honest with you. One of you is going to betray me, and before the dinner's even over, Peter stands up and goes, it won't be me. Jesus, listen, everybody else might betray you. Everybody else might quit on you. I would rather die than quit on you. And Jesus looks at him and goes, Peter, you'll quit on me 3 times before breakfast, before the rooster crows. Now, again, anywhere in there, if I was Jesus, and we're all glad I'm not, but if I was Jesus, there are several points where I would have said, okay, I'm done. I'm done, right? I mean, come on, guys. I've poured my life into you. I've taught you. I've spent time with you, and you're just not listening. You're not getting it. You don't trust me. You care more about money than you do about this girl or these people. And apparently, my closest friends will sell me out and stab me in the back to make a quick buck. And in my greatest hour of need, all right, they will betray me just to save their own skins. I'm done. All right, you have friends like that? But so I would have quit. But then the more I thought about it this week, I thought, maybe not. Because let's be honest, we all have stupid friends. Just look straight ahead. Right here. No. and we've done stupid stuff, and most stupid stuff that we've done or other people have done, if you give us enough time, we can punch each other in the arm and move on, right? So maybe I could get through all that stuff. But next comes what I call the moment of truth. See, right after this dinner, Jesus, he says, come on, let's go out to, it's called the Garden of Gethsemane. It's this olive grove. It's kind of like a park outside of Jerusalem. And so they all go out there, and then he says this, hey, friends, will you just stay right here and pray? Because it's about to get rough. It's gonna get rough. How rough, Lord? He says, then he said to them, let me tell you what I'm feeling. My soul, my heart, my gut, I am overwhelmed, like with sorrow, to the point of death. Here's my ask. Will you just stay here with me? Keep watch with me? Can I just have my friends with me in this moment? You know what they did? They passed out. Fell asleep. So Jesus walks off a little ways, and here's the next verse after this. It says, going a little bit further, he fell with his face on the ground. This is intense. He fell with his face on the ground, and he prayed this. He said, my Father, if it's possible, may this cup be taken from me, yet not as I will, but as you will. Have you ever thought, what's he really asking God? What's he praying? And you look at this, he goes, here's what he's asking. He's asking, hey, Father, if it's possible that this cup that I'm about to drink from, if you could take that and maybe I could have something else. And here's the cup he's talking about. So the wage or the penalty of sin is death and separation from God and condemnation forever. And so somebody's got to die. So Jesus, here's your cup. You're going to drink the cup. You're going to be nailed to a cross to pay for the wage of sin, of sins that you didn't even commit. Other people did. But once you pay for it, for everyone, including all your friends over there who are sound asleep, they'll have a chance that just with a little bit of faith, they can be forgiven and reconnected back to God, in spite of what they've done wrong. That happened back there in Jerusalem. It happens in Colorado right now. And Jesus is going, I know what the cup is. Here's my question, Father, is there any possible way to accomplish what you want to accomplish that doesn't include me being executed and being cut off from you? Not my will, but yours. And so let's get really specific. Jesus' will, his want is there anything we can do that doesn't include the cross? But he says this, not my will, not my want, all right? What you want. Your will, Father, trumps my will. I'm just asking, because I'm overwhelmed right now. Is it possible? You ever prayed a prayer like that? Because you don't pray it once. Jesus prayed it 3 times. And between all 3 prayers, he goes back and sees his friends, and they're asleep. So he goes back and repeats it another time. My Father, is there any other way to do what needs to be done that doesn't include me getting arrested and then this mock trial, and then they spit on me, and then they beat me, and they strip me naked, and they rip all the flesh out my back, and then they nail me to a cross? Is there any way that doesn't include the moment where I look up and go, my God, why have you forsaken me? Is there any other way? I'm just asking, and then I'm gonna die and be buried in a hole. Is there another deal on the table? That's all I'm asking, Father. You ever been in this spot? You know what I call this moment right here? You're gonna go, I call it the loneliest moment of your life. You're all alone. And that's always followed by what I've called the moment of truth. Am I gonna do this or not? Am I gonna quit or keep going? Now, let's be honest. When you showed up for Easter, right, this isn't what you thought. So some of us are not comfortable thinking of Jesus this way. But if I'm supposed to believe the Bible is true, and I'm supposed to trust the whole Bible, then I have to trust the whole Bible. And it says that Jesus has been tempted in every way that I have been tempted, which is why he's able to look at me and go, Jim, I get it. I understand. I felt the same way. And in this moment right here, I would have been tempted to say, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. Right? Is it worth it? Seems like a big risk. Is it worth it? You ever been here? So let's go back to the beginning of this talk. Here's what I said. In order to face something really, 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 really hard, you have to have a vision to do and be part of something great and greater than yourself. And this certainly qualifies. And Jesus knows what can be accomplished here. He knows this. If I do this, then it will show the whole world how good God is and how much he loves us, that he's willing to send me to pay the penalty for people that he loves so he can have them back in his life. So that's a good vision. That's a great goal. That's worth it. We all have stuff where we go, yeah, of course I want a good marriage. Of course I want a good family. Of course I want a good fill in the blank. Of course I want that. But in really, 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 really hard stuff, you have to have more than, it's got to be worth it. See, in really, really hard stuff, you also have to have a level of confidence, a level of faith in your greatest, hardest moment that there is a promise that will be delivered on the other side, even though on this side, I don't know how it's possible. I don't know how it can happen. Well, you know what? Because it hasn't happened yet. And this is faith. So here's the biblical, in one verse, definition of faith. It says this, now faith is confidence in what are the next two words? What we hope for. So we have confidence in what we hope for, and assurance about what we do not see. So faith means confidence, but you don't know. Right? But you have confidence that what you hope will happen will actually happen, but reality is it hasn't happened yet. And you have a level of assurance that what you believe you're going to see, you'll eventually see. But in this dark moment right here, you can't see anything. You just have a high level of assurance that it will happen and eventually you will see it, even though you can't right now. Now, I'm gonna say something that a lot of you are gonna go, I don't know if I feel comfortable with this. This is my aha moment. I've done a bunch of Easters. This is my aha moment for this Easter. And it's kind of messed me up. And then I thought, yeah, it makes sense. Look at this. Jesus believed, he had confidence, he had faith. Jesus believed that his Father would resurrect him, but he didn't know. He didn't know because it had never happened in the past and it hadn't happened yet. All he had was this level of faith, this level of confidence and assurance in a promise that his Father would deliver on the promise. And the only reason that Jesus could face what he faced, betrayal and pain and crucifixion and death and separation from God, is that he believed, he had confidence, he had assurance, he had faith. He goes like this. First of all, the result of the price that I'm about to pay is worth it. But again, sometimes that's not enough. So here's the other thing that got him to that cross. He was absolutely convinced that on the other side of death was resurrection. Otherwise, don't do this, right? So here's his prayer. Father, if there's any other way to do this, can we do it another way? But Father, if you promise on the other side of my crucifixion is resurrection, then let's go, I'm in. If that's true, if you promise to take care of me, then into your hands I commit my spirit. You can have my life. I give up my will, and I trust that your will take care of me and not leave me dead in my circumstances. I'm in, let's go. And some soldiers marched in and they arrested him and they beat him and they ripped the flesh off his back and then they nailed him to a cross. They executed him for sins he did not commit. And then 3 days later, God kept his promise and raised him from the dead. And then, you know what? When Jesus walked out of that tomb, you know what he didn't need? Faith. Because then he knew. On the other side, you know. Right? So here's my question. What's yours? What's your moment? See, everybody will have this moment, right? You'll sit here and go, am I gonna do this? Do I quit or do I keep going? Everybody will have a Garden of Gethsemane moment. You might be in it right now. You drug yourself in here, right? Or it's on its way and you can't even see it coming, but you're gonna have a can I do this moment. So what's yours? See, and I don't know most of you, and you don't know me. I don't know what's going on in your life or what you're facing, but if it's anything like what I'm facing, I bet it's really hard. It's really, really painful, really, really scary, and it might feel like, do you ever just lay down in bed and go, I feel like I'm getting crucified? And nobody seems to even care. I'm alone. Nobody can help me. And here's the language I get from Jesus. And I feel overwhelmed with sorrow to the point of death, and I don't know if I can do this anymore, or if I even want to. And in that moment, you have two deals on the table. This is what you're facing even maybe right now. Am I gonna quit or am I gonna keep going? And I think I can speak for a lot of us, deep down inside, I wanna keep going. I wanna keep going. So two questions you have to ask are, is it worth it? And there's a risk either way if you quit or keep going. I mean, what if I quit? Then what happens? What if I keep going and it still doesn't work out? Is it worth it? But even if you go, yeah, it's worth it, then you have to go on to this other big question. Father, do you promise to resurrect me on the other side? Do you promise to walk through the valley of the shadow of death with me? Do you promise to hold me together? And when I fall apart, will you pick me back up? Father, do you promise to give me what I need, that you know that I need? And by the way, God, how do I even know you'll keep your promise? What kind of God are you? How do I know? Easter. See, this is how big a deal this is. We lean everything against God keeping a promise to not abandon us in the grave and to resurrect the dead parts of our life. It's really important. So let me wrap this up. So over the last several months in here, we've been studying the very first recorded talk of Jesus. It's called the Sermon on the Mount. It lasts for about 3 chapters. The opening line of the Sermon on the Mount, so it's the first public talk he ever gave. This is what Jesus says. I'm going to paraphrase it. He says, hey, you might want to rethink all the parts of your life because I'm about to do something that will make it possible for ordinary people, throwaway people, to come as they are and live a with God kind of life in his kingdom now. Not after you die and go somewhere else. I'm going to do something that makes it possible for you to have God in your life right now. It's called the kingdom of God. You might want to rethink everything. That was his opening line. Now let's skip ahead 3 years. It's Thursday night, and Jesus has his 12 followers at a table, and they're gonna celebrate the Jewish Passover. And as he does this, he takes the elements that remind them of when they came out of slavery in Egypt. He takes the bread and he breaks it and goes, I know this used to represent manna given to us in the wilderness, but from now on, this represents my body. Take it and eat it. And you have to think the first time you hear that, they go, what? What? And then he said, well, it'll make sense tomorrow. And then he takes some wine and he pours it out and says, so anytime a new covenant, a new agreement is made, blood is shed. So this wine is my blood poured out for you. Take it and drink it. And again, what? If you've never heard this before. And he says, listen, I want you to do this in remembrance because your life is going to get so hard sometimes. You're going to think that I've forgotten about you and that you're not forgiven and that you're not loved. But I'm telling you, whenever you just need a reminder, take this bread and take this wine and eat and drink and remember this moment right here. It'll all make sense tomorrow. It'll really make sense on Sunday. Now, here's the thing that I've missed. This is my other aha moment for Easter. So Jesus passes this out and says, we're going to eat this together. And then he says, ready? The next time we eat this, we'll eat it in the kingdom. Because something's gonna happen this weekend that's gonna change everything. And while you've been separated from God, I'm gonna take care of that on Friday, and Sunday I'm gonna come back to life, and I'm gonna tell you I'm good for my word, and then we'll eat it together. And do you remember, so he rose from the dead on Sunday morning. Do you know what happened on Sunday afternoon? They're all hiding in a room because they're scared to death, eating dinner, and guess who shows up? Jesus, and he sits down and they eat the meal again. See, we're gonna pass out communion here. Listen, let me tell you something. Communion is not, you don't take communion in order to be saved. Communion is a gift from Jesus that says, hey, anytime you're questioning whether I love you or not, whether you count or not, whether you matter or not, whether you're saved or not, let me just eat and drink this and remember, I'm already in the kingdom. And there's nothing in this world that can take me out. There's nothing I can do wrong that can take me out because Jesus, his grace is bigger than anything I've done wrong. So we're gonna pass out communion right now. We're gonna pass out a little piece of bread and a little cup of juice. Now listen, I know we come from different faith backgrounds and some of you going, well, this isn't my church, so what are the rules here? The rules are this is between you and God. Do you have some level of confidence? And that's, again, I'm not in charge of that. You and God gotta have a conversation. Do you have some level of confidence and assurance that even you going, this is all new stuff to me. Here's all I know is that if Jesus is that good and does that kind of stuff and he can make, dead stuff come back to life, I know this, I need someone like that in my life. Then ask him into your life right now. Say, I need you to be my Lord. I need someone, I can't do this by myself anymore. And you ask him into your life and say, will you be my Lord? And will you save me from condemnation? And will you just walk through life with me from this point on? And then take that bread and take that juice and just eat and remember, I'm saved. I already am. I'm already loved. There's nothing else I have to do. I just want to live my life with God. Now, we're going to pass this out. And if you don't feel comfortable doing that, just let it go on by. It's all right. But So the band's gonna lead us in 2 songs, okay? So I know this is what we do. So there's 2 songs. Don't leave early. I know what you do. I see you, all right? You're like, hey, let's beat the traffic. We can beat the Baptist to the restaurant, whatever that, and if you're a Baptist, lighten up. We're Baptists, we can't lighten up. It's a joke. Don't leave early. You know why? The last 2 minutes make everything better. They make everything better. And you'll know, you're going, this is what he's talking about. I'm gonna pray, and then we're gonna worship together, and then we're gonna go have Easter, right? God, you're so good. And all of us right now, we're not thinking about a hypothetical or somebody else. We're thinking about our moment, our loneliest moment, our moment of truth, our line going, I don't know if I can go any further or keep going any longer. And then there you are. And you come to us and, well, I'm right here. I never left. And I'll walk through this with you and I'll hold you together. And even that dead part, I can resurrect it. I'm the kind of God who keeps my promises. My name is Jesus. It's a beautiful name. I leave my whole life against Jesus for what he's done for me. So God, in this moment right now, some of us are reconnecting with you for the very first time in a long time. Thank you for being so patient and gracious and good and kind. You're so good. You're Jesus, and it's in your name I pray. Amen.